Hello.
My name is Jeakerek. You don't know me, but with me is Tally. You probably know her. And with Tally, there are two absolute gorgeous specimens. It's Qui-Gon and Tebow. Say hi to Qui-Gon and Tebow.
Yes.
Because they are gonna be important for this run. And yeah,
and send us donations so we can pet the dogs.
yeah, I can pet a dog for each $10 you send.
Yeah,
Anyways, I think we should, without further ado, just go and start the game. Timer will start as soon as I skip the cutscene, so I'll do that. So yeah, first of all,
Do you want me to try and hit the timer?
oh, if you can, yeah, that would be cool.
Right,
So
right.
I'm gonna count you down.
Yep.
All right. So a run in 3, 2, 1, go.
There we go.
And we start with like a strat that's already like super difficult, and it actually didn't work. So this strat actually requires you to jump on a specific pixel in order to clip through the fence. Oh, I just screwed up the backup, but it's fine. I can always do it a second time. And there we go. Now we clip through the fence, and we are already at the end of the level. So normally this gate is closed, but we can like jump on the very last pixel, and by that we can just skip to the end of the level. Normally it saves around 15 seconds, I think. It saves like 4 seconds compared to the casual strat, and yeah, that was the gate clip, like backup version, of course. And now we are in the toy store, and while I'm here, I should probably explain a bit of how the movement works in this game. So basically, our puppy has like 3 different animations. So that's of course walking, jumping, and rolling. Rolling is of course the fastest, but it has a cooldown. So after roll finishes, I'll continue this after I do this clip because it's actually very difficult. So explosive car clip, it saves around 2 seconds and it's actually very precise. Okay, it didn't work. It's fine. It just really doesn't matter.
It's a really hard one.
Yeah, it's a hard one. Like I think currently like 2 people actually use it, so it's fine if I just take the time loss. But anyways, yeah, the roll is the fastest. And then we have to jump because since roll has a cooldown after it finishes, we need to fill the gap with the jump because the walking is just the slowest.
Yeah. And thankfully you can actually buffer the jump. So what a lot of runners will do is that as soon as they start holding a roll button, they will also hold the jump button because then the puppy just automatically jumps and you just need to repress the roll button and repeat and you get a really nice fluid movement.
Exactly, because that's what we gonna see a lot in this level. And while we had this, maybe our commentators say something about the Alzheimer Foundation, because while we had it.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, apart from, petting dogs, which is a very important cause, we actually do have somehow an even more important cause to raise money for, Alzheimer Foundation. As you may or may not be aware, there is currently no actual cure for Alzheimer's disease. However, there are current treatments that are able to temporarily slow the worsening of dementia symptoms, improve the quality of life for those with Alzheimer's and their caregivers. And thanks to contributions from individuals, companies, previous ESAs, Alzheimer Foundation was able to distribute almost $3 million last year, and this was enough to grant around 19% of the projects applied for. And many of which are showing potential signs of, if not an outright cure, then at least further improvements and treatments. So every dollar you donate is going to an amazing cause. Also, pet the dog.
Pet the dog. And now we're doing the hardest freaking level, which is Heliclip. And it actually worked.
Oh, nice!
This saves around 15 seconds, I think. And yeah, it's actually very precise because you need to lure the helicopter in the right spot, then bark on it, and then time your roll with the correct height in order to position perfectly. And it pushes the puppy out of bounds, and which causes puppy to just warp on the upper floor, which saves just a lot of time, and it saves you from having to wait for a cycle. And
I want to add that because this is all levels. And I don't only run inbounds, I don't run outbounds, but in all levels inbounds, this is one of the biggest run killers of the game because this is a vertical level. You climb upwards. If you fall, you might fall very far, which is a huge time loss and can cost you like a world record pace or PB pace in an instant. Oh, that was incredible.
And yeah, and that was the other difficult trick. So basically, Big Ben is just a very, very difficult stage. That's where the most of the runs die.
Yeah. And
yeah, that was the punching bag clip, which also skips like the whole piston. I think that's a piston. I don't know what's the name of the part that.
Yeah, so pistons and some cogs and
yeah,
bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
But there's the end of the level right there, and we're actually coming up on our first boss fight of the game.
Yep, and it's Cruella 1. And I'm going to be using a fastest strat, so hopefully it works. So you can actually defeat Cruella in one cycle if you hit the bell early and then time your shot with... It actually worked.
You got it. Oh, that was close.
You got it. Yeah. So you actually cannot do it too early, because if you do it too early, she's gonna glitch and she's gonna like lose height each time you hit the bell. So by doing that, we save a hold for a second. So that's actually kind of big that it actually worked.
That was really good. You might notice a theme once you get further into the game that we always try to defeat Cruella with some form of fruit. We shot a bunch of pineapples at her right there.
Exactly. And while we load in the Royal Museum, maybe there's something to read by our commentator.
Indeed, we have an anonymous $10 donation that says, "Pet the damn dog."
There you go. Petting the dogs.
And there's another $10 donation from some guy named RoboSparkle. Don't know who he is, sounds handsome. He says, "Did I hear $10 to pet the dog?"
I'll pet them.
Pet the dogs.
Okay.
I'm petting them right now,
Becoming-
but you should also pet them. There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Speedrun the petting situation. And yeah, we're now in the Royal Museum, and Scruffy, it's a dog, right? It's not a cat. I always thought he's a cat, but I think Scruffy's a dog.
Yeah, no, he's a dog. He's like
Yeah.
a Chinese naked dog or something. I don't remember exactly what the breed name is.
And he actually asked us to steal some ancient artifacts from the Royal Museum, because that's 100% what we are doing. And yeah, that was the, I think the Ankh it's called. And then we need to steal like a big dinosaur bone.
I mean, we're not stealing them. The actual lore here is that they've been misplaced, and we need to help Fluffy put everything back in order. I don't know why we have to do this job for him, but here we are. So most levels we can just go directly to the end, but for this one and for Barnyard later on, we do unfortunately need to stop and collect a bunch of items before we can
Yeah,
continue.
because normally there are portals at the end of the level that are literally just fenced with some wall or something. And here you can technically reach the portal area, but portal is just not spawned. So even if you can reach the area where the portal is, you just cannot access it because it's closed.
So that was a really nice slope boost. I don't think we've talked about slope boosts yet.
Oh yeah, we should probably, Tali, could you please explain how the whole mechanic of slope boosting works?
Sure. So there are a bunch of slopes in this game, and what you'll see Jeakerek try and go for basically every time there is a slope is that to try and get a roll very specifically on like close to the end of the slope, and that will give you a real big speed boost that if you time it well, it will carry you quite far into the level.
And yeah, and that was the last thing that we had to bring to Scruffy, because after we arrange all the items in the correct spots, now he just asked us to bring him a donut. I don't know if donuts are quite safe to eat for dogs. Like, don't feed your dogs donuts.
I would not feed these two dogs.
Yeah. And coming up, there is an underground, and that's the level that probably showcases the slow boost the most potential, because we're gonna be using like a very giant slow boost at the beginning. So there it is. And now we hit the train.
Nice.
And Puppy actually, after hitting the train, gets a lot of momentum. So usually you can actually get enough speed to just get a one roll to finish it. But now we're gonna do a box clip, which is probably one of the easiest out of bounds, but like it's also pretty hard to navigate.
I was gonna say, it's quite tricky, but if you are trying to learn out of bounds in this, you should start with this box clip, because it is one of the easier ones, because you have a static object compared to the moving ones that we use in a lot of the other ones.
Exactly, because you can probably see some, commonalities in each out of bounds tricks in this game, because most of the out of bounds works by squeezing Puppy in between some object and the wall, and it forces Puppy to be pushed out of bounds. Yeah, it may look easier, but some of these tricks just like to not work for no apparent reason. They just
Also, Carnival, hardest level of the game. I think Jeakerek really needs to focus.
Yeah,
for this
I need to focus. Just
okay, yeah. See, it's really difficult.
yeah, it's difficult. I just bonked on the wall.
Oh,
I knew it. So yeah, if you didn't play this game, Carnival is actually quite a long level if you go for all puppies in this level.
yeah, but in the speedrun, it's kind of unfortunate. We just run right to the end and skip all the fun parts.
And while we at it, maybe we should explain the category, why it's called the all levels and not 100%.
Oh, sure, yeah. So all levels implies, the fact that we are actually playing all levels in this, because if you try and do this any percent, which I don't know if we have met the incentive, we can get an update on that soon. But if you play any percent, you don't actually visit all the levels. So all levels was a way for us to basically have a fast category, but still try and see a lot of the game. And it's not 100% because if you do want to do 100%, there's a bunch of puppies to rescue, there's 6 per level. There's 100 bones in each level.
Yes.
And you need to deal with the villains that are around. So there's a lot to do if you actually want to make this 100%.
And yeah, and as you just saw, I did a bulldozer clip, which is, I think...
Also really difficult.
Also kind of difficult out of bounds trick that saves a bunch of time. And we are on the second qualified, and hopefully we have a good RNG, so we can maybe try a double watermelon. Oh, it's a good RNG. Oh, I missed one.
Oh, that's so close.
That was so close.
Get it again, get it again.
Yeah, okay,
right,
got
good
it.
backup.
Cool. Yeah, so what we normally want to go for here is to hit 2 watermelons at once, and we can actually skip the one animation.
And I should also add, because we haven't really talked about why we play as Oddball, but we did just have an unskippable cutscene there in between the third hit and the final hit. And that is because it is unskippable, Oddball has a shorter line of dialogue there compared to Domino. And Domino is a puppy you start with, but we will eventually then switch to Oddball because it's just faster to get the shorter line of dialogue. Otherwise, everything is the same. Both puppies move the same speed, have the same type of hitboxes. It's just that one line of dialogue makes us want to play as Oddball.
Exactly. And yeah, like there are literally no differences between them except for visual ones, because yeah, Domino has spots and an actual domino piece on his neck, which I didn't know about for a long time.
That's where you got his name from.
Yeah. And now we are in the Barnyard, which is like the longest level in the game, and we are making chores for adorable pig Priscilla.
She's so cute.
Yeah.
It's also her birthday today, so can we get some Feels
yeah.
birthday man in chat?
Exactly. So, good happy birthday to everyone that has a birthday today as well.
Are we gonna give her a present at the end of this?
I think if we're filling the, how do I call it? We're giving her water. I think that's like a present enough, right?
Fair enough, fair enough. But yeah, the story here is that unfortunately the farmer that owns this place is quite lazy. So even though it is Priscilla's birthday, she is still left with doing all the chores. And she didn't even have water, so we started with giving her some water, so now she's not thirsty anymore, and then we need to fix a few things. There's this windmill that we need to fix, there's some tools that are stuck at the bottom of a silo, and there's some chickens that need to be herded. A lot of chores, which makes this level quite long.
Yeah, exactly. And like, it's this kind of weird way of solving those chores, because in order to obtain some tools, we need to dump like the whole silo of grain. Like, that's kind of wasteful, but I guess, like, you know, that's Puppy's logic. Yeah,
and that damage that Jeakerek just took there was very intentional, because we're gonna herd these chickens now. Hopefully they will cooperate. And once they're in the coop, ideally we can take a death on that bulldozer you see in the corner. Ideally before the hen goes off, and skip that cutscene. Nice! And then also warp back to Priscilla, which is faster than walking all the way back manually.
Exactly, thanks for explaining that.
No worries.
And while we save some chickens, now it's probably a good time for the Dalmatians. Because there's probably something to read, right?
Indeed, it's probably time to pet some doggos. First of all, we have a $5 donation from TK that says, "Go Go Peter, Polish Mountain." We have an anonymous $10 donation that says, "Pet doggos, and good luck on the run."
Thank you very much. I really appreciate all the pet donations.
Pet the dogs.
Pet them right now. Nice to climb this silo.
But yeah, this is the silo where you need to empty it to get to the tools at the bottom. And you might also notice there's a puppy at the bottom. I don't know how they got there, and unfortunately we're not saving them, but it's okay. At the end of the game, they'll all be saved anyway.
Yeah, like, they're probably, like, deprived out of oxygen for, like, hours, but, like, it's a game, like, it's a game logic.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna do another trick that's a void out, and it's gonna bring us straight to the beginning of the level, which is conveniently where the Priscilla is. So you can just talk to her and finish the next chore. And after that, we're just left with the last chore, which is, I think it's just driving the tractor, right?
Yeah.
And it's actually...
a very funny cutscene.
Yeah, we can actually show that. I think we have time. Yeah, for some reason in this game, puppies can actually drive vehicles. I guess that's what they do. Yeah,
we kind of skipped the first one because there was a crane. If you saw it in the lumber mill, you should ideally... Oh my god, Qui-Gon, what are you doing?
Come on.
You should actually use that to progress, but since Jeakerek can go out of bounds, he can actually skip it. But we cannot skip this tractor, so the puppy does need to drive this tractor. And this is how puppies drive tractors, by the way.
Yeah, if you didn't know, like, It's also amazing how they do not even use the steering wheel to steer. That's how it works in real life.
It's all the mental power from just sitting on the hood.
Okay, that's enough for the cutscene.
I mean, it makes sense. Have you ever seen a puppy at the steering wheel of a tractor?
See, there you go.
Yeah.
And here again, it's the same thing where we will take another death to just get back to Priscilla faster.
And that's gonna be the last of the level. And yeah, after we talk to Priscilla, the portal just to the end just spawns here, and we can just proceed to the absolute hardest level in the game, the Run Killer, the one and only Ice Festival. So here is a trick that saves a whole minute and requires you specific setup that first of all requires you buffering 3 buttons at once. Then you need to time your jump perfectly. Then you need to align with the correct pixel on the wall. Then you need to turn the camera. Then you need to dab down. Then you need to position your power perfectly. Then you need to... It didn't work.
This is this is hard.
Yeah, this is a place where most of the rounds die. Technically, if you fail it 3 times, it should still save a bit of time, or should be like on par with the casual strat of just finishing the whole level, because this level is super long.
Yeah, so basically what's going to happen here is that this level is laid out kind of like a U. So if Jeakerek can actually... Ooh.
Yo, okay,
nice!
second time.
That is really good. But you really saw the U shape there, so it's so much faster to just clip through instead of having to run all the way around, especially since they force you into that race with the bunny as well.
Exactly. And yeah, this trick actually is frame perfect. You need to time your jump exactly when the penguin is landing on the floor, because otherwise it would not work. So that makes this trick very, very difficult and very inconsistent. And also, it's very often just doesn't work, even if you time everything perfectly.
I love this one, though.
And yeah, this is like their trick that's very like beginner friendly, because there is literally no collision on the pillar. And this is the trick which actually doesn't work in a PC version. It's one of the tricks that doesn't work in a PC version, and that's why I also run it on a console, because there are differences between a console and a PC, and this is one of those.
Alright, so Gorilla 3 is here, and I'm guessing you're going to try and go for the manip, right? Yeah. So if you move very specifically and like basically perfectly, we can get her to move in a very certain way, which allows us to, when we get to the end of the fight, just pummel her through one of the little walls, and she has nothing that she can do about it. She's gonna have to take it. I think you got it?
We can make it like, I need to destroy this before she finishes the animation, I think.
Yeah, you got it. Nice.
You got it, okay.
Yeah, thanks to her being on the side there, for some reason her hitbox, I guess, peeks through that little wall, so that means we can actually hit her there, even though she's technically behind cover. Yeah, that was a perfect Gorilla 3.
Yeah, it actually saves around.
You can clap for that.
We're gonna pet the dogs.
There you go.
And yeah, while we are in a scary and spooky forest, we can maybe read some donations to, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a $10 donation from Terrio, who says, it's time to pet the dog, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always have to pet the dogs.
One more?
Let's do it.
Yeah, we have.
Let's just do it.
I apologize in advance for the pronunciation, but we got $10 from Zon, who says, Polska Guram, also pet the doggo.
Polish Mountain, thank you very much. Jesus.
Gotta pet the dog again. Once you get to the end of the level.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna pet it. So
Keep
how many
those,
pets do I have?
Yeah, keep those
There you
dog
go.
pets coming. I mean, donations.
There you go.
Alright, now we're in Hedge Maze, because all this time we've been slowly making our way towards Corella's toy factory, I guess?
Yep.
And this is actually her backyard. I guess she just has a maze. Oh, that was nice. That's actually a risky strat,
Yeah,
because that
'cause it
could
can
potentially, clip you out, so you don't actually get that and you need to turn it back and go back in. But that was really well executed.
Yeah, I'm also like happy that it works. See, usually this doesn't work.
Yeah.
You just jump in the place.
I got it on accident once, and I've been too scared to try and reattempt it.
Yeah, also there's a potential like more than 10-second time on this level by doing a monkey clip. It's a trick that has been performed in any percent runs, but it never has been done in an actual all levels run, which allows you to skip all this level, and especially it's helpful because it can skip this whole RNG maze, because this maze can take you out to 27 turns, because each puzzle can be rotated up to 3 times, and it's actually RNG how many times you need to rotate each piece.
And I know they mess around with it in the task too. It doesn't even actually determine what seed you get until you get closer.
Yeah.
I know they were trying to map out like when of that is actually determined to see if it could help us in any way, but But now we're at DeVille Manor.
And another very specific trick with a very specific setup. So we're gonna set up on this tile here.
Be a nice toaster bot.
And now we're gonna go forward as soon as he shoots the second toast. Now we're gonna like approach the correct tile here. I'm too much left. It worked.
Oh, you got it.
Yo, I got it. Okay.
Nice. Well done.
Okay. Wow. Actually, this run is going surprisingly well. I wouldn't have expected that.
Also, don't think we covered. We should probably quickly cover the movement out of bounds too, because you notice every time he's out of bounds, he will often like do rolls, but sometimes he'll also just float. And what it basically is that whenever he just floats, he's holding the jump button because that makes the puppy go up. But if you hold the roll button, you make the puppy go down. So it's a lot of like moving up and down to make sure he doesn't fall, below the level or anything like that. Making sure he lands exactly where he needs to be. You're actually going for this.
It didn't work.
Mad lad. That is another really difficult one.
Yeah.
Penguins are hard.
Yeah, I think it's only been done by 2 people in actual runs.
And this level gets scary too because like these pistons that kind of squeeze together there, they have the potential of soft locking you. Most of them are kind of fine. It's the last ones that's the most egregious when it comes to that. Thankfully, it's not too bad if it happens. I mean, we just need to like quit the level and roll back in, but it does mean we're redoing the entire level from the start, which is a huge time loss.
Yeah, and now we're gonna be doing yet another box clip. I think it's also called box clip, right?
I believe it is, yeah.
Yeah, I bet there's like 90% of the speed games have box clip of sorts. Like, oh, please don't die.
Oh.
It's fine. And yeah, normally it's a very difficult trick, but I actually found like a very easy setup to get it quite consistently. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pause the game, and now we're gonna like pause in like small increments. And now we're gonna line up the edge of the box with the windows in the back, and now we're gonna hold the roll button and unpause. And boom, we're out of bounds.
Nice. That's really good. Yeah, quick shout out to Passeray, by the way, who taught me all of these out of bounds tricks when we were at GDQ together earlier this year.
Shout out to Passeray, like she did so much good for the community and she promoted this game a lot. And yeah, by doing that we are at the last boss. Final boss.
Clue for, I guess I'm hitting this as well, but just so everyone knows, it's the last phase, there's 3 phases. When it says 3 out of 3 on the last phase is when time is. But right now, Jeakerek is going to try and focus and get all of these in one cycle. It's usually pretty easy once you line it up, so that was pretty good.
And now we're going to do like a more optimal strat that has been found by Hori.
Yeah, I can't believe we didn't know about this earlier.
Yeah, so those are actually invincible for like a first second, and they didn't want to hit. So by waiting a bit and then just using 1 bullet per each robot, we can do it all in one cycle.
Yeah, so we used to actually just spam shoot at these guys, which meant that we always used 2 cycles to do it, because we used so much of our energy to kill them all. But now that we discovered that they actually are just 1 shot after you shoot them with the iframes, we can do it in 1 cycle, which Jeakerek just successfully did. So now we're at the last one. We just need to shoot 3 of these little like glowing balls. You see it hovering behind Crawler right there. We wait a little bit because the 3rd one doesn't immediately show up. So we want to wait, not start to use our energy until we get the first 2 on screen, and then we wait for the 3rd one, and that is...
Time!
22 minutes!
That's actually insane. That's actually insanely close to my PB. Like, my PB is 21:52, I think.
And that is with petting dogs!
And that's with petting dogs and like pausing to explain stuff. Oh wow, that was actually an amazing run. I was so scared that I'm gonna spend like 10 minutes in the Ice Festival.
Oh, amazing.
But it was all thanks to you, doggies. High five.
Oh, come on.
Come on, high five.
You know how to do it. Oh, come on.
Oh, damn. High five. Yo!
Hey!
Good boy.
All right,
I think it works the other way around, actually, because obviously if there's a $10 donation, you pet the dog, but you pet the dog. So I think you guys in chat need to donate $10 because he pet the dog.
Oh, yeah. I
think that's how that works.
I did some bonus pets. That's true.
But we also had an incentive. Robo, how's the incentive looking?
Oh, very much met.
Okay, so we can set up for any percent then.
I guess we should. So yeah, the any percent run requires you to basically do nothing for 6 minutes.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna wait in the menu for 6 minutes.
We pet more dogs.
So we have plenty of time to pet the dogs.
Oh, guys, you're going to need to donate a lot to keep up with this dog petting.
And yeah, I decided, so while we wait here, we can maybe do some quick taste tests for our dogs, because we bought 3 different...
Oh, now he woke up.
3 different beef sticks, and these are lamb, beef, and I don't know what animal this is, but it's like a wild animal kind of food. And we're gonna see which one's the best according to our professional beef stick testers.
The chat now needs to do even more for we're also feeding or giving treats to the dogs. We're not just petting them.
Yeah. So yeah, we just need to wait here in the menu. So reciprocally, it goes, we skip it, and we wait again.
But yeah, so, can try while you prep that. I'll just explain quickly what we're about to see, because the reason we are sitting now at the main menu, because how it works is that when you sit at the main menu for a little while, the game will eventually boot up a little like demo to kind of showcase the different levels. So what we want to do is to go through enough of them, because one of the showcases is the Hedge maze level that we just saw. And once it loads that up for the demo, we can actually do a very specific, like, I guess it's a buffer of sorts that kind of just puts you right in there, so you can get to start the game from Hedge maze, which is not normally possible, and then do, you know, all levels out of bounds strats from there, basically. But that makes the game so much faster.
And while I prep it, maybe there's something to read.
Yes, indeed, absolutely. So, you are not just donating for doggo petting. You are also donating for the chance to win a number of fabulous prizes. With a $10 donation, it will get you in the running for a draw to win a GameSurge E4 wireless controller, as well as a classic coaster collection, Hollow Knight's mini figurine for $15. We've got a bunch of really gorgeous looking prints, and so on. And there are a number of prizes available throughout. You can type in exclamation point for prizes to learn more. So yeah, please do get those. Well, if you don't want to do it for the dog petting, then do it for the chance to win some amazing prizes.
All right, so we're gonna start with you, Qui-Gon. So which one you wanna try first? Oh, it goes for wild one. Okay. Oh no. You went for a throw. Okay, so apparently the wild one is
Qui-Gon's favorite.
It's Qui-Gon's favorite. It's professionally been tested to be the best. So what about you, Tipo? Think about it. And Tipo chooses lamb. So actually, the results are inconclusive.
Maybe we need a second round.
You probably need a second round.
Maybe shuffle them and try again.
Oh yeah, exactly. We should do this. Skip. Okay.
This is peak content right here. Tell your friends to tune into ESA.
Exactly. Where else? You probably never saw like dog fitting and GDQ, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, ESA, we bring you all sorts of stuff. We bring you Taskmaster. We bring you building Legos. We bring you smashing up IKEA furniture, and of course, most importantly, we bring you doggos.
Okay, Qui-Gon. And he goes for beef now. So okay,
maybe it's a location, because it was the last one again from my perspective.
Yeah.
So yeah, right. Maybe it's a location-based thing. You don't really care about what you get as long as it's...
if Qui-Gon's gonna pick the middle one again. Qui-Gon?
Tibo.
Tibo, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Tibo. But the middle one was lamb as well. So that's 2 for lamb.
Oh, okay. So it's 2 for lamb. So I guess lamb's our winner.
Well, lamb is a winner. So, yeah. And yeah, I think that's the end of our taste test.
I believe so, because I think we have Hedge maze coming up next now, right?
Yes, Hedge maze coming up next.
All right, you two can calm down again. You can get more treats afterwards for being such good boys.
You need to wait. And yeah, well, okay, maybe because it's gonna go start soon. But like, if there's any quick donations, then maybe we can do one quick one.
We do have a very quick $10 donation from an anonymous, and it is, well, guess what time it is?
It's a pet time.
Oh my god, you knew. I didn't even have to read it out.
All right, here we go. Here's Hedge maze.
Okay, and now what we need to do is to pause and then immediately click the start button. No!
Oh no!
It didn't work!
So this is the downside of any percent. If you accidentally do it wrong, we need to do this all over again. All right, are we going to do another round of taste testing?
If we have time.
Do we have time to try this again?
Depends how long we... Is it
another
6 minutes?
of waiting.
I have
We regrettably do not, because we've got to set up for the next
So what we're
round,
going to do, I'm going to show you how it works in the next thing. And then I'm gonna load the save, and we can just assume that it works.
We'll pretend that it works.
We'll pretend it works.
First time, every time.
Yeah.
I practiced it before and actually worked. I don't know what happened.
It's marathon nerve.
It's a marathon curse.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's how it's supposed to look.
Of course.
But yeah, once you hit exit level now, the game's going to be like, oh yeah, you totally access this level normally, and we're going to give you a save that has all this progress.
Yeah,
so now we're
exactly.
in Piccadilly.
So yeah, what we're gonna do now is gonna actually cheat a bit and load up the save, and just do as we would do from if we actually did the trick.
I mean, you saw him do it. He totally did it.
Yeah,
Legit.
Yeah, first time. Every time.
And yeah, so normally we start with the hedge maze, so hedge maze it is.
Yeah, you gotta pet the dogs for good luck.
That's for the good luck. And yeah, I was kind of tempted to do a monkey clip, but that's already like too much time wasted, so we will probably just not do it and just go for the normal strats again.
Yeah, we've kind of seen this before, so maybe do we have another donation or a message to squeeze in, maybe?
We can do, yes. I wanted to very quickly squeeze in a reminder that we are raising money for Alzheimer Funding. We've already raised $47,434 thanks to your very, very generous donations. We do have another milestone coming up. There's a milestone contest between Tali's erstwhile competitor, Paulister, and the evil villain, Hedge. Not that we're biased or anything. That's already coming up, but milestone number 5 will be coming up at $60,000. So keep those donations coming in, and we'll get some more milestone shenanigans.
Oh, there you go. Nice.
There you go. And yeah, hedge maze done, and now hopefully we can do the Devil's Manor clip again, and maybe even a penguin clip this time. We'll see.
That would be cool.
That
would be a great way to finish the showcase.
Exactly. So yeah, back again in the Devil's Manor. So yeah, again, the setup. We set up on this specific tile. Wait for it to shoot. Rotate the camera. Go to the specific tile. I think this is not gonna work. Oh, it worked.
Oh no, you got it again.
I guess.
Oh,
I
yes.
guess that's just the marathon luck.
Yeah, well, at least marathon luck strikes sometimes.
So yeah, this trick actually, while it skips the entire level, it actually saves only 10 seconds compared to the normal route, because the setup just takes a lot of time. So you just gotta have to, you know, if you lose it, you just lose like around 40 seconds. So that's kind of
good energy now from chat and maybe the audience behind too for penguin clips. See if we can get it.
Let's see. Okay, that's the backside.
Close.
Close. Okay. Yeah. So this trick just, I would have said it's RNG, but you know, nothing's RNG.
It's not RNG. It's just incredibly precise.
It's not even that it is precise. It's like, first of all, there are like 2 ways of clipping out. So first of all, it can be either front side or back side. So depending on the camera movement, it's depending on the camera, the puppies get pushed either forward or backward. So if the camera goes down, it like signals that the puppy is gonna be pushed forward. So you need to do a front side clip. And if the camera stays up, you need to do a back side clip. So that's the the cue that has been found kind of recently in order to like make the trick more consistent. It's fine. In order to make the trick more consistent. Okay, I'm not catching this cycle.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's basically if it goes, yeah, as I said, like that, and then also you need to turn the camera in a specific way. And I found it's more consistent. Oh, it's not gonna work, I think. Yeah.
Oh, it's close. But thankfully you can just jump back down and try again.
Yeah, there's also a backup to do with the bopper, with the punching bag, but with 0 health, I would not attempt that.
I have no trust for this box anymore because I was racing past her before at GDQ, and this box just ended up killing me.
Yes,
because I jumped into it.
Yes,
it's really rare. That was the first time it had
True.
ever happened to me, and of course it would happen in a marathon setting. So I have no trust for that box
Yes,
anymore.
because in the first level we did the gate clip, which requires you to clip on the very edge of the object, and you can actually clip on this box exactly the same way.
But then it kills you.
And then it kills you. So yeah, this is just a peak of 2000 engineering.
Yeah. Also, I realized we forgot to talk about the amount of puppies in the game.
Oh, exactly. Could you please maybe, you know...
So this is usually my favorite fact to pull out during all puppies, but, you know, we're a marathon. We should share it anyway because it's relevant, I promise. So we mentioned before the 100% because there's 6 puppies to collect in every level. And there's 4 level for each boss fight, which adds up to 16 if my math's pretty on. But that means there's 96 puppies in boxes. There's also 2 puppies you play as, so now we're at 98. And then there's the parents. There's 100 puppies. But the name of the game is 102 Dalmatians. So obviously these 2 are honorary
these
Dalmatians.
are the
So we
mystic
finally
ones.
have a full cast of puppies for 102 Dalmatians.
Exactly. These are like 100% legit Dalmatians.
Yes.
You know, like if Oddball is a Dalmatian, then why they are not a Dalmatian?
Exactly.
Like Dalmatians doesn't have spots, right?
Yeah, it's okay. They'll
Actually,
grow into your spots.
Are Dalmatians black with white spots, or they're white with black spots?
I mean, technically, I guess they are whites with black spots, right? Because they're born white and then they get their spots later.
True. Well,
But it is a good question. So here you can see what happens if you don't immediately get the first cycle. This is more like the old strat.
Yeah.
Where we had to choose.
It's even worse because I accidentally stopped holding the shield.
I do that so many times. I forget to hold the shield and I'm like, why did I
Yeah.
lose my gun? Right, because I got shot. Yeah, now you get to see the old strat of doing these because it's a very particular setup. This is what I'm used to until we found the other one. Same as in.
okay, because I messed up.
Yeah,
It's not gonna be there. But yeah, that was it.
That would have been any percent. Time
That
for
would
any
have been 100%. Yeah, so that was 1 and 2 Dalmatians, 102 Dalmatiner, as it is on the box, because I have a German copy.
Or Unsättning if you're Swedish.
Exactly. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and thank all of the audience for being here. Thanks, Tally, for helping me with the commentary, because without her, that would be like much words of the showcase. And thanks for Thibaut and Qui-Gon for being here and helping us.
Shout out to the 102 Dalmatians community. If you want to learn this game, please do. It's actually incredible. It's like a wonderful licensed Disney game, and the community is so helpful. We shout out like to Pass right before. She has some excellent tutorials. We have Avuka with some excellent. We actually had a task made recently, I believe.
Exactly.
So yeah, go learn the game and come join Discord, and we'll help you out.
Okay.
And that's it.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks very much, guys. We'll be back after intermission, and we'll be running Phineas and Ferb Ride again. And thanks to the bid being made, we will be running a no upgrades run. We'll see you soon.